Hello, today we're going to talk about how to brew a pour-over filter. There's loads of different pour-over kind of brewers. There's V60s, there's Kalitas, there's mountains and mountains of them. But when we come down to a very kind of simple recipe, what I'm going to show you today, so nothing like really bespoke, just a good recipe to get you just to be able to rock and roll one of these at home, we're going to use the Kalita Wave. So this recipe will also work on a Chemex or a V60, very similarly. So yeah, this is one of my favourite ways to drink, or actually is my favourite way to drink filter coffee. It's just so when you've got a fully paper filtered, there's no way for it to get past the paper filter. You get such a clean, kind of crisp, delicious brew. I love it. So let's dive straight in. So obviously, for this method, we need the actual Kalita and a filter paper. All right, I'm going to brew it straight into the mug today, or brew it into carafe, or brew it into whatever you're going to brew it into. As with the other videos, the other brew guys, you need a set of scales. We're going to hot water, and we're going to use a goose kettle today. It's not absolutely important, but you'll see in a minute, it's much harder to do this without kind of a little nice pouring spout. If you're trying to use your big house kettle, you can manage, but you're going to struggle. We're going to need some cracking coffee, which I've now already ground, kind of just a bit finer again. So I've done these 3 brew methods. The cafetiere will be the coarsest, the AeroPress the next one, and then this pour over will be the finest one. And I've ground this, as I'll show you just here. And that is for kind of brewing a 1-person cup. If you had to brew a bit more, you'd have to maybe adjust your grind just a little bit. So brew more, you'd grind a bit coarser. And I'm going to stir this. I've got a little spoon just here. So let's rock and roll. So first things first, going to wet my filter paper. So this, as I said, is a very important part of all filter coffee brewing. You want to heat everything up, and you want to rinse all filter papers. So I put all the hot water in there, that'll rinse all the paper taste out of the filter paper, it'll warm up this, and as a bonus, it'll warm up my mug, so that's nice and cool afterwards. I will just ditch that water now. And I'll add my coffee. So I've got 17 grams of coffee in here ground. That'll be perfect with 280 grams of water, so that's a ratio of 60 grams of coffee per litre of water. Obviously you can take that up or down, depending how much you want to brew. So I'm just going to pour that nicely into the middle of the brewer there, get rid of that. And then I want to give it a really nice shake just to make the bed completely flat and level before I start. That's really important. So now, I didn't say we need a timer, so grab your phone, or these scales have a timer built in, which is why I forget to tell you. But yeah, you need a timer. So what we're going to do first, we're going to start the timer, and we're going to pour a nice spirals, and we're going to pour in 40 grams of liquid water. So 40 grams of water, just desperately trying to make sure everything gets wet in there. So it's a small amount, and then we're just going to give this a wee stir. Just be very gentle, just try not to get anything disrupt the filter paper. This is just to make sure everything just gets wet straight off the bat. When we hit up to 30 seconds, which is coming just in a moment now, we're again going to pour in spirals, and we're going to pour another 120 grams of water. So here I go. I'm going to start in the middle, and I'm just going to nice and gently pour in circles out to the edge of the brewer. Don't be worried about hitting the filter paper, and then I'm going to come back in and then back out again. And obviously another 120 grams. I'm looking for 160 on my scales, which is there. So I'll start with put that down for a second. You want to try and pour in nicely with your whole body. You don't want to start pouring from the wrist like that, because obviously then when you're there, it's high up. When you're down here, it's low down. So you're kind of pouring at different heights. A little spill there. So you want to pour nice and evenly from exactly the same height. Everything just simple, 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 and repeatable. So I've let that drain a little bit. I'm going to pour in the final 120, doing exactly the same thing. So from the edge, from the middle this time, sorry, out to the edge, and then back in again. I'm aiming up to 280 grams when it's all in. Nice kind of therapeutic morning routine, this could be. And then we want 280 grams. Ooh, I went over by 0.6. Don't worry about going over or under by that tiny little bit. So now we're going to pick it up, and we're just going to give it a very, very gentle swirl. There we go. This should hopefully wash anything that's kind of stuck around the edge, should hopefully push that back down to the bed, so all the coffee is hopefully all flat in the bed at the bottom, and it's not kind of riding up the sides. So obviously if you've left something high and dry, it's had way less contact time with the water, so we want it all to be sitting really nicely at the bottom. That's me up just over 2 minutes brew time now. So I'm hoping that's going to finish any second now. It's all just draining through. Here it comes, and hopefully once it drains through, you're looking for just a really nice flat even bed as it kind of appears. Any second now. So we're looking for brew time, somewhere kind of like 2 minutes 15, maybe 2 minutes 30, something like that in there. But don't kind of worry. You can see that if in this brew method you can take everything up to like another level. You can start timing exactly how long it takes you for each kind of phase of the brew, if you want to try and really dial it in and make it absolutely perfect. But if you want to just kind of follow this recipe, this will make you just a perfect brew just as it is like that. There we go, we're all good. So I'm just going to take that off there. And as I said, in a different brew method, tap that, and the spoon's a bit dirty. Start with this end, why not? Just give your brew a great wee stir. There you go. Cheers.